the Greece team. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
When is your departure date?
August 24th right now.
Who are you going to be playing for?
I don't know how to pronounce it right now, but Cretan Kings, I believe. And in Greece, I don't know how to pronounce the actual name. Okay. Right, yeah.
Alright. What attracted you to that team? Could you take us through, I guess, some of the process of elimination and determining who you want to play for and how they reached out to you?
Honestly, I had one offer in Italy, I had one in France, and then I had this offer. Offer in France didn't work out, and it was just between this one and the one in Italy, and we just felt like this would be a better fit for me, like me and my agent.
Okay. Probably a little better competition in the league.
I've heard it's the top division, so I think it will be some pretty good competition. I've talked to a lot of people, and they said I'll see a lot of good players, and I should match up well with a lot of players out there.
Okay. All right. What are some of your goals that you look to accomplish out there?
My goals would probably be leading the team to victories first and foremost. That's the most important thing. You got to win out there, and you got to produce. So I definitely want to produce out there like I did at Georgia State the past year, and get as far as I can in the playoffs into the finals.
It's going to be a culture shock. I mean, you've never been to Greece, right?
Yeah, I've never been to Greece. I went to Paris when I was younger. I've been to a couple of places before. I got a few stamps in my passport, but I've never been to Greece. But from the pictures that I've seen on Google and on the team website, it looks like a beautiful place. It looks like somewhere that I'll be able to not only play basketball, but enjoy myself and just learn about different culture.
How do you think this experience is going to help you grow? Not even just on the court, but off the court as well.
Well, this will be my first time that I'm going to be away from everybody, all my family. I usually have some type of family with me in whatever state that I'm playing basketball, so that's going to be a big adjustment for me. And then it's business now. It's cutthroat, really. Everybody's just fighting for a position, so every night you got to go out there and you got to play hard and make sure that you doing your job so that you can keep your job. It's no more, you get a pass or anything like that. You got to go out there and produce every night, or you can end up going home.
How would you like to develop as a point guard, and what is it that you see in the game that you'd like to improve?
As a point guard, I know that I'm going to have to be a leader out there, which is kind of going to be hard because, I speak English, and I'm not going to understand what they're saying, and they may not understand what I'm saying, but I'm sure that we'll get a feel for each other when I go out there for training camp and start playing with each other. But just being a leader, everybody know that I can play the game. They're not really worried about that. I think the biggest thing for me is just going out there, being a leader, and playing hard every possession, offensively and defensively. Not just on the offensive end. Everybody know I'm gonna go hard on the offensive end, but I gotta be a net on the defensive end as well. So that's one thing that I just have to take pride in myself and do every possession.
Is that something you've been working on over the summer? Just becoming more well-rounded. Obviously, like you said, offensively, you know what you can do. Defensively, you can try and improve on that aspect of the game.
Yeah, I've been working on it this summer. I play with a lot of great guys who in the NBA right now and who've been overseas and playing overseas, and they all been giving me pointers, and I've just been trying to work on all the aspects of my game that I feel like I'm lacking in, and hopefully it'll transfer over when I go across the water.
Speaking of the NBA, how was the camps? I know you got invited to a couple camps to work out for a couple teams.
My first camp was with the Utah Jazz, and that your first one, you never know how it's gonna go. I felt like I did pretty well. Obviously, I could have done better than what I did, but I thought it went well. It was really hard to breathe up there. You gotta adjust to that. Well, I thought I performed well. The next one I had was with the Phoenix Suns. I did really well up there and ended up banging my leg up, which was unfortunate. And then I had another one with the Memphis Grizzlies, which I thought was my best workout. And it was just with all point guards. I was just grateful to have the opportunity to get to work out for those teams and showcase that I'm able to play with these guys. It just so happened that my leg wasn't, up to par where it should have been.
Did that experience sort of like ignite your fire even more, just being that close to it and opening your eyes to that side of things from a professional level?
It definitely gave me a boost knowing that I could go out there and play with those guys and, make a name for myself and not just be, Ryan Harrow done fell off. I'm still able to play even with the top competitors and stuff like that. So, like I said, I was grateful to be out there. It's a blessing to even get those invites. There's a lot of guys who play college basketball, and after their college senior season is over, they out there looking for jobs. But I was still able to go to the camps and, get looks from other teams overseas and in the NBA.
You mentioned you banged up your leg in one of the camps. What was your feeling? How did that make you feel when you weren't able to participate in summer league? Did you get any offers to participate in summer league?
If my leg was feeling right, I probably would have played summer league. Definitely, somebody would have picked me up. It's frustrating that my leg, what happened to it right before, playoffs started for Georgia State, and then I didn't really get to rest it how I was supposed to, so it messed up other areas of my leg. And it's just like a reoccurring thing for me, which is frustrating, and which is kind of a knock on me as well with the scouts and stuff like that. Why is he always hurt, or what is he doing? Is he really hurt? Stuff like that. So I try to block all that stuff out, but it's a perception thing, and I know at times I haven't always had the best perception to a lot of people who are in higher power. So going overseas and getting this opportunity to play over there is a big thing for me to change my perception on how people view me. I know everybody knows that I can play basketball, everybody knows that I'm talented, but they want to see if I'm hungry enough to even fight through those injuries or fight through all that adversity and stuff like that.
Right, you've had your fair share of up and downs and adversity, so one would think that would make you stronger. Certain situations like that can make or break you.
Yeah, I definitely think I've grown as a person on and off the court. I know going into NC State I was young. I made some mistakes. Going to Kentucky, I definitely made some mistakes, but I just had to grow at each place I was at, and I feel like once I finally got to Georgia State, it kind of clicked for me. You have to change something within you to be the player that you want to be and be the type of player that other people want to play around, and that they can trust.
You mentioned being a team leader and some of those whispers about people wondering if you were actually injured or not. At Georgia State, you heard a couple of those whispers. How does that make you feel? When people question your loyalty to your teammates and your program?
To me, it's kind of funny because if you knew me, you would know that I'm probably the most loyal person that you ever gonna meet. I got your back with everything, no matter if it's on the court or off the court. If I feel like we had that type of relationship, I'm gonna go to bat for you, and especially on the floor, because I feel like I'm gonna take up for anybody, and nobody gonna come at me wrong because they gotta see me on that floor. So it's kind of crazy that people question my loyalty, or is he faking, or he done gave up on the team like that, because that just doesn't make sense to me. I want to play and I want to win, and that's the most important thing. And if you was to talk to my teammates, they would tell you the same thing. Everybody has their fair share of problems with certain teammates, but once they get on the floor, they gotta block all of that out, play together, and then if y'all have y'all issues off the floor, you can go your separate ways, but on that floor, and time, we all family and we all supposed to take care of each other. And, you know, I think a lot of outside sources play parts into, you know, oh, they're not getting along or he's not loyal when they don't really know the situation.
Sort of fishing for a story.
Yeah.
So it seems like you just may be a misunderstood person. You know, as you said, if anybody knows you, they know that you're a very loyal person and you always have somebody's back if you're tight and close with them. So it seems, you know, obviously, I'm sure most people are aware that you keep a cool circle, tight circle, very close with your family.
Yes.
And I'm pretty sure all of them could attest to, you know, how loyal of a person you are.
Definitely, definitely.
So now that your college career is over and you've gone through these hardships, the ups and downs, is there anything that you would change?
I mean, you will always change something. You know, I could have did something differently at NC State. I definitely would have did something differently at Kentucky, but I can't go back in time. Nobody has that power. So I just, you know, I look back on it, and if I was the person and the player that I am now, that while I was at those two schools, I definitely, you know, would have changed some things, but I made my mistakes and I grew from it, and, you know, I am where I am today, and that's just what I got to roll with.
So through NC State, Kentucky, Georgia State, is there anything that stands out as some of your greatest memories, or maybe something that just pops up? Something that's most memorable?
Well, I think going into NC State, just coming in with the group of guys that I came in with, me, CJ Leslie, Lorenzo Brown, and all the hype we had, and I thought we played pretty good for freshmen. That was exciting for me at NC State. While I was at Kentucky, you know, I was a part of the team that won the national championship, but I had to sit out that year. So, but I got to be with those group of guys, and I just saw how hard they worked and stuff like that. So that definitely stood out. At Georgia State, you know, we had 2 great seasons back to back, and even though we didn't win the conference championship the first year, we got back there the next year, won that, got to the NCAA, won the first game off a crazy shot. So I just enjoyed the ride, definitely, at Georgia State.
You definitely had 2 of the best seasons in the program's history.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not too sure of the stats, but I know that we definitely opened some eyes at Georgia State from my last 2 years there.
So what is your regimen right now, your training regimen before you head over to Greece?
Before my leg, I was lifting weights, working out, go work out again. Then my leg messed up, so I had to slow down a little bit. Then I just started getting back into the swing of things, you know, going to shoot, getting my leg back right, getting on the treadmill, you know, doing sit-ups, doing push-ups and stuff like that. And then eventually starting to get back into the flow of games and playing games and playing with other people and stuff like that.
All right, so how long is your contract with Greece?
It's a 1-year contract.
And where do you see yourself after that first year? What are your goals? What do you look to attain? Obviously, the end goal is to make it back to the NBA.
Definitely, you know, everybody wants to play in the NBA, but you never know. I know a lot of people that went overseas and made a great living and said they loved it, and they didn't even worry about coming back to the NBA. They stayed over there. You know, I would love to play in the NBA. I feel like I belong in the NBA. I feel like I can compete with those guys, but there's no telling. I could go over to Greece and I could love it, and I could make myself a household name over there, and the Greece people could love me over there. I could be big over there. Who knows? But, you know, I'm just trying to go over there, play ball, do what I do best, and just open eyes to where I have the option to say, yeah, I can come back over here, or nah, I'm gonna just stay with this team. I feel more comfortable with this. That's what I want to do. I want to just have my own options open.
So your main focus is your 1 year in Greece, you're just focusing on basketball and then contributing to the team and helping them win.
That's it. I mean, it's not too much I'm gonna know to do over there, really. You know, I'm gonna be over there just with one other person, and we just gonna be there together, helping each other out, and it's gonna be basketball, and that should be my only focus because that's my job, and I just have to make sure that I'm getting myself better over there and learning and doing what I know I can do, so that those eyes are open and they start saying, okay, this is what we figured he was, but we had to see it first. That's what I want to do.
Okay. And you said, obviously, one of your goals has always been to make it to the NBA, and your main focus right now is contributing to the Greece team. Let's say down the line a year or two, when these NBA teams give you a call, how do you know that you're going to be able to be successful once you get that call? How are you positioning yourself for that, to ensure that you're ready?
Just with the group of guys that I play with, I play with Lou Williams, who's with the Lakers now. I play with Josh Smith, who's with the Clippers. I play with all types of guys in the NBA, and they all know me, and they all know that I can play, and they all say, I'm supposed to be in the league. It's just things that I've done that I have to own up to, that, I wish I could change, but you just have to roll with your punches and deal with what you got in your hand. And once I do the right things, I believe that my opportunities will open up and I'll be where I was always supposed to be. I think my big homie up there has a plan for me, and I'm just following in his path, and eventually we'll see what happens. At least I'm still playing basketball. I'm making my own money. I'm living the dream. I'm getting to go to a whole new country that I've never been to, that's beautiful, and I'm just gonna make the best